Folks, here I am again, Outlaw Shaver, and I'm coming at you on a Sunday evening with a good night shave, and it's about time. I've got 2 days growth, but stands to reason. I have been hot and heavy after developing and packaging up some product line for people, and got a few new products that I've introduced, and I'll be giving you a link in this video to my new Facebook page for Wild West Shaving Company, and that will have the soaps listed there that I have for sale. Anyway, tonight I will be shaving with a 1966 Gillette Slim Adjustable, and I have it loaded up with a PolSilver Super Iridium. I've tried this blade a couple of times in other razors, and I will see how it does tonight. I'll probably be putting this on about a setting 4, I think. And as far as concerning the soaps, the last time I spoke with you, I was kind of sending out some samples, putting some ideas together. I've got some good feedback from people about the snuff tin idea. Of course, it's not tin, it's plastic, but here it is. And here's Doc Holliday, and this is a 2-ounce container. And Black Bart, another new one that I come up with is Aces and Eights. And Aces and Eights is scents of bourbon, vanilla, and lavender. So it has pretty neat, a little bit of a boozy smell to it. Another one is Pinkerton. And we all know who the Pinkertons were, the detective agency. And Pinkerton is scents of mahogany, teakwood, lavender, geranium, cedarwood, and oak. And I don't know, it kind of reminds me a little bit like of Drakkar or possibly Old Spice Swagger, if you like that kind of a scent. I really like it anyway. And but the one I'm going to be shaving with tonight is Laramie. And that is named after the French trapper, fur trader, explorer who founded the town of Laramie, Wyoming. Actually, his name was Jacques Laramie. So anyway, Laramie is a English or United States version of his name. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started up. I'll go ahead and take the lid off of this and show you what the product would look like inside. Of course, it looks a little bit like crunchy leather right there, but instead of a face lather tonight, I decided I'm going to go ahead and do something in the bowl, see what I can make out of it. And so what I'm doing is I'm just taking like about this much right here on the end of my finger. That may be way too much, I'm not sure yet, but I think it's probably going to be more than plenty. And I'm just going to smear that in the bottom of the bowl. So you can see there what I did. Just kind of rubbed it in there. And the brush I'm using tonight is a synthetic. It is Cynthia. Or at least it's Cynthia's twin sister, according to Mark Hutchinson. Anyway, this is an identical brush to the one he has. This is a nice little heavy-weighted brass handle with chrome. And the synthetic brush, it's quite small, but it seems to be pretty effective. Reasonably soft, maybe a little too much backbone, but we'll see just exactly how that goes. Anyway, I'm going to get enough water in there, maybe just drip out a little bit, and go ahead and get started lathering up. By the way, this is an awesome scent. Laramie is lavender and bergamot. Two of my favorite scents, and I put those together, and it's like, man, that is Barbershop if I ever seen Barbershop. I think you would really, really enjoy it. If you enjoy barbershop scents, this is going to turn your nose on end and make you click your heels together. So, we're just a few turns into it there, and it's starting to get going. So, I'll get this worked down into what I would call a creamy leather. I did a test on this earlier and kind of whipped it up in the bowl and put it down for a while, and I was doing some other things, trying to finish up a couple batches of soap, trying to put labels on things, and I kind of actually forgot about it and let it sit there for a while. And when I came back to it, lo and behold, about an hour and a half later, the bowl was still full of foam or full of leather, and still just as stiff as it could be. In fact, I churned it up again to see if it actually just broke down, and it seemed like it just even got more cushiony. So, anyway, how's everybody doing? I guess there's probably not so many families that are feeling too safe and comfortable right now down in Florida, and I'm really not that comfortable about it either. I've got a daughter down there in the Tampa, St. Petersburg area, and I've been putting out some prayers for her. I don't know what's on their mind, you know. I guess they decided that it probably was not going to be suitable to evacuate, and they were a little farther inland, so hopefully it doesn't get too nasty for them. So that's still kind of on my mind for today. Anyway, I think we got something there. We got plenty in the bowl and plenty on the stick. I think that was probably more than enough there. Boy, it smells good. I am a nut for lavender and bergamot. Actually, the soap that I showered with tonight was some that I made. It was black tea and bergamot, so I guess you might call it Earl Grey. I really like those earthy citrus and dark scents. So let's go ahead and get started here. That PolSilver is a pretty nice blade. It's pretty smooth, I have to say. It's got some edge to it too. And it sure is hard to beat a Gillette Adjustable. It's kind of like the all-around, all-purpose. If I had to pick one razor, I think, and I could only have one, it would probably be this Gillette Slim Adjustable. They're just so versatile for whatever hair type or how many days growth you've got on, and it's just cut through it aggressively or go as smooth as you like. Even if you're an everyday shaver, and most of the time I am. In fact, it's very rare that I have 2 days growth on like I do today. At first, in my formulation of this one, I was thinking, man, am I getting the smell just a little bit too much? But I'm glad that I went with the concentration that I did on it. It's just really a nice scent to me, and lavender is so calming. Actually, it's very good for your skin too. A little cross grain. I'm having to say that I really am enjoying making soap. And it's not really something I ever thought I would enjoy that much. Maybe it seemed like a simple thing. And like it really doesn't take much. You know, I've done a lot of things in life. I've been a bow maker, knife maker. Um, I've done construction, house builder, contractor, equipment operator, musician, songwriter, recording engineer, farmer, and you wouldn't think of much merit to soap making, but I have to say my hat is off to all the rest of you soap makers out there, because it really is a science and it really is a talent. And the more time that I've spent with it and doing research, testing, trying to figure out what it is that you want, you know, I can very well understand why soap makers are very tight-lipped or secret about their recipes and the things that they do. And each person has their own little flavor on how they do things, you know, that's what trademarks them. But anyway, I guess along with being a farmer and all the other things, I am a soap maker, and I am having a tremendous amount of fun at it, because I'm enjoying what's coming forth from it. The friends that I've made through, you know, the wet shaving groups and societies and things like that. It's kind of neat sometimes to just get excited about simple things. Billy Curtis just messaged me earlier tonight. He was telling me that he sent a package in my direction. or at least he was asking me if I'd gotten something yet. And no, I didn't, but then he told me that it should be to me in a few days. He sent it last week. I guess it's some soaps and a brush, and I'm really looking forward to that. And thank you in advance, Billy. Also, I was talking with Mark Hutchinson earlier, and I think he's really getting a kick out of the Wild West shaving company name and the different characters that I'm putting behind the different products, different soap scents. I can tell he really loves history, and he likes researching these different people. So anyway, what I have tried to accomplish with this soap is something that is relatively easy on sensitive skin, using as close to old-fashioned or natural products as I can. Although sometimes it's not feasible, with at least with fragrances. Some old fragrances, especially like things like oak moss, you know, there might be only a half of a percent of people who are actually allergic to it, or if it bothers them or something like that. But you know, the FDA and European Food and Drug Administration, I'm not sure exactly what they call or they title themselves, but they have pretty much done away with like the import and export of oak moss and being able to include it in cosmetic products, which is quite a shame because it's a tremendous smell, at least the authentic original stuff. And now they've made synthetic smells that are pretty close. So I guess, you know, they're trying to give you the recreation of that, but it's still not quite getting there. So with that in mind, synthetics are sometimes the only answer, and sometimes they're actually even safer, because I know that there's some essential oils that can really cause some havoc with some people, whereas a lot of the synthetics have actually been tested against allergies and such, and skin irritation. So I use a combination of both. I use the essentials where I can get it or where I think it's not going to be a problem. One thing that is very, very expensive and difficult to get, at least in its true oil, is sandalwood. So any of you that are enjoying limitless amounts of sandalwood soap, I would have to say that you're probably getting something that is very synthetic, because sandalwood is very expensive anymore. And there we have it. Jeffrey Smith, as well as Gary Saws, otherwise known as Scentsy Shaves. I've sent them some samples and they said they were going to try it out and see what they thought of it and give an honest opinion. And so you might look at their channels here soon, maybe in the next few days, and see what they think of it. And I'll put some links in, introduce you to my new Facebook shop. I can't say that I know everything that's going on there yet. I'm still having a challenge with setting up the appropriate shipping, and I don't think it's a problem until I get to the international shipping. There's not too many options on it. So if you are a person outside of the US that is looking to purchase some soaps, before you do, or at least if you're purchasing any more than one or two pieces, then please just shoot me a message, and I'm sure that we can find out a better way to get those over to you without costing you so much postage. Anyway, what am I going to put on here tonight? Let's see. Aramis, one of my favorite cologne. This is Advanced Moisturizing Aftershave Balm, and I have been wearing Aramis since I was about 17 years old. All right, folks. Thank you for joining me. Bless you all. Check the link to my Facebook page and hit the like and subscribe button. And I'm sure we'll be back with some more razors, razor blades, soap, and I might even try out a new one here that I got recently, which is rustic shaving soap mahogany. I believe I'll do that next time. Thanks again. Have a good night.